and welcome to today's Tarot and Crystal Ball live stream. I'd just like to know, how is the sound for everyone? Because we have the plant music playing in the background. Is it too loud or can you hear me okay? I think the chat is behind, as it usually is. It's loud and clear. Okay, that's great. Okay, if you can hear me okay, I will get to it. So of course we have the crystal ball. If you've already had readings and things from me, you know you don't need to be giving me your information, but if you are new, just message me on Facebook or something like that with your YouTube name, your real name and your date of birth, just to help with the energy for specific questions. If you only want tarot, it isn't necessary to do that. The tarots we have this week, we have the Angels and Ancestors tarots. So this is very in relation to our spirit guides and things like that, with some little messages in there. We have the Akashic, which I always do because they're my favourite and I think they're really great. And of course we do have the love cards. Again, we always have the love cards, but everybody wants a love card, so they are the best for these streams. We do also have, if anyone would just like a nice kind of uplifting little motivational kind of message, we do also have the angel cards as well. So they're really nice, really gentle messages. But you can ask the specific questions with the crystal ball, so that's totally up to you. Woo. And as always, if we have a quiet time with no questions, I will be doing a little sound bath. We don't usually get around to that. We usually get a lot of cards, a lot of questions, which is why we have this very lovely plant music in the background. So yes, if anyone would like a card or a question, you can just go right ahead, or you can just talk in the chat. It's absolutely up to you. Hello everyone, so who we have at the moment: Leon, Risha and Sid, and also Jan. So it's so lovely to see you all again. I already know you all, no one new in here at the moment. I'm glad that it sounds nice. I was worried it'd be a little bit loud. I can turn it down if that is needed. Hello Jasmine. Jasmine, I don't recognise you. Are you new or am I just totally missing something? It might just be. Yeah, okay. Jasmine, if you're new, I would just like your full name, your date of birth as well. Just to help with the energy when you're asking specific questions. I can see your picture, so I do kind of feel like I'm getting your energy anyway. It's just kind of a rule because a lot of people have a name that's unrelated to them in their YouTube. But looks like you have your picture, so should be okay anyway. But yes, welcome, welcome. I'm very, very happy to have new people. You can pick as many cards as you want and ask as many questions as you want. Of course, giving everyone a turn in between. And yes, happy Easter as well to you, Jasmine, and to everyone else. So, will Edgar pursue me romantically? I'm going to go off what I'm feeling. You've given your star sign anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, okay. Will Edgar pursue me romantically? Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing yes, but there's like a time frame on this, so it seems like it isn't going to be in this immediate future, so like it's not going to be this month basically. It looks like it's going to be possibly next month, possibly a little bit after that, but I'm getting a yes there. Yeah, there's definitely interest. There's definitely romantic interest. And just to let everyone know, the chat is usually behind for me, so I am usually a little bit slow. Yeah, you've known him for 4+ years, so there is a lot of like energy there where I think that you both know that there's a connection. You never become officially committed, okay? Yeah, because the connection is really there. So I guess that what you're kind of waiting for there is this deepening of that, or more of a realization from him that it's perhaps more serious than he thinks it is. So it does feel like it's quite soon that that's going to happen. When I say quite soon, so like within the next few months, not immediate like this month. But that makes a lot of sense. It does feel like there's quite an underlying connection. Sometimes the underlying connection can be because there's like a twin flame or a past life relationship thing. But if you've been kind of close for 4 years, then that makes sense why there's an underlying connection. Risha, is that what will your future spouse's profession be? So what will his job be? Is that what your question is? Yeah, so if you told him in December if you're feeling, so yeah, so this energy that it's like a while, so perhaps coming from that December point, those kind of emotions, those kind of energies need to settle within him. Um, so there's like an on and off a hesitance. It's so common. It's so common. Like they feel the connection, but they don't want to commit, or they feel like there's always some kind of hesitance a lot of the time. Okay, Risha, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. So, what kind of profession the spouse will have? Okay? Let me just try and get that. Okay, so quite quickly, what's coming through here is like a kind of a freelance like own business kind of thing. So there isn't really a specific job title coming through, but what comes through straight away is that this person's in a a high up position, like a authoritative position, but it feels more like he's very involved in the business. Like it could be his own business, or perhaps it's not like he runs completely his own business, but it could be like a freelance kind of deal, but it's very like free and like a self-sovereign kind of job. So on his own terms, so freelance or owning a business is coming through straight away. But let me just sit for a moment and see if I can get a little bit more about the actual job role, what the company involves. Okay, I'm just getting tech, so I'm like trying to see if there's like what more, something more than that, but tech, something about technology. Yeah, it seems like he's freelance um, in some kind of technological role. So this could be to do with, computers or something like that, or perhaps a more um, specified kind of technology for businesses. But it's definitely like a technology based role, and it seems to be like a freelance own business kind of thing, self employed kind of thing. Where am I up to? Jan. I'm up to Jan, I think. What are Caden's current feelings and intentions towards me? Okay. Okay, so there's a little bit of like a lust energy coming there. So very sacral based, a little bit of lust coming through. But then there's also a kind of an overthinking about it, like, is she the one for me? Is she the one? Like a very deep thought about that person that he's going to end up with, like spend his life with. So there's quite a deep thought there as well. Although there's lust coming through, which is very, lust can be very like shallow, physical based kind of thing. But then there's also a deeper, like thought process going on there as well. And that really feels like it's increasing in its frequency of thought. So he's thinking about that a lot more. The kind of like that little bit of like lust and sacral energy feels quite balanced. Like it doesn't shift. It's always kind of there. But this thinking about whether you're like the one, this person for him, that seems to be increasing in the frequency that it comes up. And for intentions, I would say it's very kind of, I don't want to say testing the waters, because that's kind of wrong for your connection, because you've been close before. It's not really testing the waters, but it's kind of like trying to be sure. So the intention is, it's somewhat somewhat exploring, but it's kind of yeah, it's very much like seeing how things go, but they're the main feelings that are coming up. Yeah, so Jasmine, I'm just going to look a little bit more into your situation, because you're very new here. So I just want to see if I can get anything more from there with that. Where we're in a very long term kind of connection with someone, but it's never really deepened. Sometimes there is some kind of blocks that can be there, whether that's from his side. But with the ghosting, sometimes that comes and goes. There can be periods of deeper connection, then periods of ghosting. There can be this push, you know, pull and push kind of thing where they're not sure. So I'm just going to see if I can get anything more about perhaps this level of communication and how he's going to be. Okay, so the same time frame's coming up again for you, Jasmine, this May, June kind of time frame, and it also seems like there's going to be more communication there. So I don't know whether that is like it's going to be a long period of communication where he doesn't pull away, or whether it's going to be that the frequency between kind of pulling away is going to be less. It's going to be less. Yeah, so like whether it's going to be he will, you know, communicate ghost like this, keep pushing and pulling away but coming to you more often, or whether there's going to be like a full period of communication over May and June. But May and June are really coming up as kind of heightened points of energy between the connection, so more communication, perhaps even like a more of a heart to heart, maybe bringing up, you know, what you've said about how you feel and things like that as well. But there does seem to be more of a connection there, very based around communication. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Marie. And Sid, I think I'm up to Sid's question. Remember as well, if I miss your question because I'm babbling on to someone else, just repost the question, because I'm not purposely missing anyone, but I am slow in comparison to the chat. So we have Sid, when will my anxiety attacks stop? Okay. So I can already see that there is kind of a process going to this, and I know personally from working with you and things like that, that you are going through quite a personal kind of process with, you know, the things that you're dealing with in your personal life, within yourself, you know, with your like self-improvement and things like that, and your health, physical health as well. So there is a bit of a process that you're going through, but it does seem that the anxiety is going to drastically decrease specifically throughout this year. But it does seem like the decrease is going to be more noticeable in the middle of this year. So, you know, from the middle to the last half of the year, that's when the decreases are going to come more and be more noticeable, like a decrease in like anxiety and things like that. So I see like a kind of steady decline in them, but I'm not getting like an exact date of them ending completely. I guess because of this kind of journey that you're on and the process that you're on, you know, it's quite an intense process. You know, you're doing really, really well, and I'm really proud of you, but it is quite an intense process, so it's going to come with its own struggles and anxieties and things like that. So I think that's why there's no set time that this is going to end, but I do see like a steady decrease in the anxiety from mid to the end of the year. Okay. Okay, Risha, did you hear what I said about the profession? I'm just making sure that you did hear that, because I see a message now that says any hint or channeled message you can get, I'm okay with it. So is that just like a confirmation of what I've already said? Just want to make sure that no one's missing their message. And I think I'm up to Leon. Can I have an Angels and Ancestors card? Oh yes, if anyone is new in the cards we have. So we have the Akashic, which we always have, as you know, you've probably seen. We do have the Akashic. And we also have the love cards, as always. But the different cards we have today are the Angels and Ancestors, and also the normal angel cards as well. So if you want a more uplifting, very light, motivational kind of message, just pick this one. But if you want perhaps a bit more insight, perhaps one of the other ones. So an angels and ancestors card for Leon, okay? So I'm going to pick this one. Elder. Okay, so this is the elder, and the message here is to move, can you see it? Is to move beyond ancestral patterns. So the elder's message is very much about you being that person who breaks free from your kind of, perhaps your expectations in your family, perhaps the kind of habits and, sorry, I'm just getting comfy, perhaps the kind of habits that you know, throughout your family, a lot of the time when our parents or our parents' parents behave in a certain way or have negative traits, we just carry them on without really thinking about it. It's very kind of natural to just progress with the same negative traits, or, you know, to do the same things, not to grow a lot. So the elder message is really about breaking those generational curses, breaking the mold of your generic family pattern, doing something different that they don't usually do. So a lot of the times this comes up when, say for example, no one in the family has ever went to work abroad, or, you know, went to university, or, you know, there's some kind of a different approach, or, you know, perhaps there's a family business and you're the one person who breaks that mold and goes and does something else, chases your own dreams. So it's very much about breaking molds. Even sometimes we live in families where it's a very set pattern, that we eat unhealthily or we drink a lot, you know, things like that. So you might be the person that breaks those habits. Perhaps you eat healthy, you know, perhaps you bring your children up in a different way, you don't fall into the same negative habits that other family members have done. So it's very much about breaking those patterns. And the ancestors are all very appreciative of that, because they really wanted to see you grow, see you progress. Yes, Jasmine, I really agree with that as well. When it takes so long, but they don't quite want to fully let you go. So it's kind of like, they do know really, perhaps it's in their subconscious, or perhaps it is in their mind, but there's some fears and doubts. But they never want to like fully release you, but they never quite, it's been so long and they haven't quite pushed forward with like bridging that connection, becoming closer and things like that. But they're just not ready to let you go, or, you know, to break the kind of the connection. They want to keep it there, but they're scared of. They want to keep it there, but keep it where it is. They're very scared of bringing it closer. And usually, as well, when that does happen, when that does finally happen, there's kind of this relief and this kind of release of like, why did it take so long? Why did I wait so long? There are many reasons that can be, but it can be annoying as well, especially when you're the one that's more conscious of it. Sarah, has Richard finished his job yet? If not, will he finish soon? Because we don't think or feel he even has a job anymore. Yeah, it's really strange, because I do often get, I don't pick up a lot from his job, but a lot of the time I do feel like he's already stopped that. Of course, that could be because there are also physical health problems. There could be a lot of sickness, a lot of time off work, and like we have confirmed now that he doesn't have any extra time this year to take off work. So that really will confirm that the not sensing the job could be because he's taken so much time off there. But let's see, has he finished his job yet? Let's see what comes through. Okay, so what's actually coming through is that he's going to finish it very soon. So perhaps the energy of him not working or not picking up any work, perhaps it is because of sickness and time off. But the message coming through is that he's going to finish very soon. So he must still have some kind of contract, or perhaps, you know, minimal hours or something like that. So there's still some kind of connection, some commitment there at the root chakra to his job, but perhaps there is, it's very soon, so it does look like he's not going to be there for very long. Jan, what did Caden feel when we made our first call that we've made ever since our breakup? Why does he become distant after our calls? Yeah, so what comes through, like, this is coming through like really quickly, but what comes through is that he, so in the first call since the breakup, he, like, I can really feel like butterflies kind of thing, so I don't know if he really felt it like that, but a lot of kind of nervousness, pressure, kind of, yeah, like kind of a nervous, but you know, that kind of like kind of nice, almost excited kind of nervous, but still very, very nervous. But then there's also after a call, it seems like there's a lot of overthinking that goes on, so it does seem like he's really processing how he feels. It almost feels like he's imagining that you are back together, you know, like he's kind of putting it in his mind as though you are back together, you were back together during the call, and it's almost like he's processing his feelings with how that went, how he feels about that, how he would feel if you were back together. It feels like a lot of overthinking, like a very chaotic energy there in the mind, but it's not negative. It's like I said, it's like a little bit of a like excited, nervous kind of thing, and it is very like, you know, chaotic energy, like cogs turning, but it's not negative. There's not a negative feeling there. But yeah, I think the distance is because of that. I think the distance is because he's thinking about that. Okay, Risha. So it's a shallow question, I know, but can you tell me, will my future spouse be good looking or average looking? So I don't necessarily think it's shallow. I think that you know, the deeper connection is more important, but there does have to be some level of physical connection. You know, that's why we have eyes. You know, that's, you know, we do like to like the things that we're looking at, and it's, as long as it's not all you care about, having that physical connection is, it's not a bad thing. So, but let's do the question. So okay, so I was kind of hoping I would get like a vision of him, because that does happen sometimes. I'm not getting a vision of him, but what I am getting is this. When you work with energy a lot, there are the deeper energies, the deeper connections, like a heart chakra connection, a third eye connection that's like really deep in the mind connection, a deep in the heart connection. But there's also these external energies, and the external energies are the energies that we pick up. You know, when someone walks into the room and your attention kind of turns to them, they're radiating like very positive external energies, and they're the very kind of what we would call like shallow kind of energies, how people perceive you, magnetic attraction. And the external energies between both of you is really, really high, so it seems like you both find each other very physically attractive. There's a really strong physical attraction between you. So I can't see, I'm not getting a vision exactly of what he looks like, but there is a strong physical attraction between you both. Marie, does he want to reach out? Okay, yeah, let's do Marie's question, because I'm intrigued about him. Okay. Yeah. So he he wants to reach out, but it's almost like he's taken a step back towards wanting to reach out. I do think that he, whether it's through seeing your social media or I think it was a WhatsApp post that you did, whether it's through seeing that or not, but he does. He's aware of the mistakes that he made now. Um, he's aware that you didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm talking about, Marie? He's aware that you didn't do anything wrong, and that's kind of made him take a step back because there's a little bit of an embarrassment that he thought you had done something wrong when you hadn't. So there is a little bit of embarrassment there. It's kind of, he still wants to reach out as much as he did, but now he feels kind of like he's in the wrong. He feels a little bit silly kind of thing. He does feel a little strange about thinking you did something wrong when it turned out that you didn't, but he does still want to reach out. So there's still the wanting to reach out, but this kind of embarrassment that he's feeling is a little bit of a block to that at the moment. Sid, you are welcome. Risha, yes, I'm very, very slow on the chat, so if anyone does ask a question or ask for a card, I thank you very much for your patience. Jasmine, may I get a love card message for a relationship? Yes, let's do the first love card for Jasmine. So what we have, this could be the one, and then it says, you've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So that's confirmation again, you've already met him. It's not like there's someone new coming on the path, you have already met the person. Leon, that makes a lot of sense. Broke a lot of habits already. I agree, I think you have. So I also do think that resonates. And Jasmine, I love the sound bowls, by the way. That is great. I absolutely love sound healing. So the other thing I do besides this is the sound healing sessions. So please do join us on one of the sound healing meditations as well. They are really nice, really relaxing, and they last about an hour. YouTube user. Hello, can I remove my questions once I post? You might recognise me from my questions. Also, my name is very unique. I think that I know who that is already, yeah. Future of my connection with Sean. Okay. Future of your connection with Sean. Okay, I'm going to look and see if you have a specific question about it. Do let me know. Because are you asking like if it's looking more like likely and prominent that things progress with that? That, you know, things go in a romantic way between you? I will look into that. Yeah, Sarah, I really do agree. I'm quite surprised that he hasn't finished already, but if there's been a lot of time off with illness, then it does make sense. Okay, so YouTube user, I'm just going to check now on how things look with Sean at the moment. And thank you very much for joining the Aries sound healing. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. It was a little bit different with the fire, but I am trying to mix it up a little bit, do things a little bit different. So let's check your connection with Sean, and I will pull a love card for you as well, perhaps unrelated to that as well. So the first thing that's coming up right away with Sean is loneliness, being alone, spending a lot of time alone, and that seems to be coming up. That seems to be like it's like around 3-4 months, something like that. So it does look like a process. But around the 3-month mark, it looks like there's going to be a lot of loneliness, a lot of alone time there, in Sean's life. So let's see how things go after that. Yeah, so there's also there's a path coming up that's it's not quite so prominent, so it's probably like I try to give percentages on these to just try and make it a little bit more understandable. So it's looking like a kind of just below a 50%. So it looks like there's a prominent path and then a kind of lesser prominent path, but they're not very different. So just under about 50%. So it gets to about 3 to 4 months time, and he's having a lot of alone time. He's being very disconnected from people, spending a lot of time alone, and getting very, very like emotional, like a lot of emotions coming up there. He becomes in kind of a vulnerable state in that period, that around that 3-4 month period. And then there is a path there where he kind of opens up to you, and there's a lot of time, a lot more time spent together there. So we don't know whether that's requesting to spend like alone time with you, but it does look like there's a little period of him having alone time and kind of going through like a very emotional time, but on his own. And then there's some opening up to you that could lead to spending time together alone. So John, does Kaden know? Sorry, I'm so lost. Let me just continue on with YouTube users' question for the moment, just why that's clear in the ball, and then I'll go back up to the other questions. I want to see if marriage is in the cards. Given Alison is in the picture, I'm not wanting to progress if that's not in the future. Yeah, that's what's really interesting about this path. So it looks like the kinds of like chance and the prominence of this path of you and Sean has increased, because I would say it seemed less like the previous times that I've checked, but it does look like, so when he's in this vulnerable state in about 3 to 4 months, it does look like quite a clear path where you kind of spend time together. There's definitely commitment on that path, but at the moment it is looking like it's just under 50%, so it's not the most prominent path. But we could definitely keep a check on that, because it really looks like it has increased in prominence. So I would say like it was even less prominent. So like where I'm saying 50%, under 50%, it seemed like it was more like maybe about 30% in earlier times when I've checked. So it does look like it's kind of increased. There's been like a bit of an increase, almost a double in that possibility, that path. So I would definitely keep a check on that and just see how that goes. But it does look like along that path there will be commitment. It doesn't look like, so of course he's having that alone time, he's having that vulnerability, but what I kind of understand with his connection with Alison is that even though that alone time is probably a breakup or something like that, that's quite soon, isn't it? And if the relationship's been really long, then that vulnerability seems like it's a rebound. But actually, the way their connection is, even though they are kind of physically together, it's almost like that they're both past it in their own heads. So even though 4 months, 3 to 4 months seems soon when someone's recently been in a relationship, it seems like to both of them, the relationship's been over for a while rarely, in their minds, even though they're kind of trying to make it work or have been trying to make it work. So it seems quick in the terms of like coming from a long-term relationship, but both of them are kind of already past it. But both of them kind of feel like it's been over for a while, if that makes sense. But yeah, there does look to be commitment on that path, so I will check back on that to see if that path increases. So sorry, so then I was up to Jan. Does Kazan know that I still hold feelings for him? Is that why he's overthinking? Is there any advice, messages that are coming through on what actions I should take towards him? Okay, yes, so what I can already tell from that is that he does know that you still feel the same, and that's part of this thought process, because he knows that you feel the same. I do think there's some questioning about it sometimes. Like, I do think that sometimes he takes a step back and thinks, well, maybe she does just want to be friends, but I think rarely, and for the majority of the time, he does know how you feel. So again, that's also why he's taking a step back, because he doesn't want to commit again or to get into any level of commitment again unless he's serious about it, because he doesn't want to waste his own time, but of course he also doesn't want to waste yours. There's a lot of care there anyway. There's a lot of care there. So even if he decides not to kind of reconcile, like, this is his thought process. Even if he decides not to reconcile, he doesn't want to lead you on or anything like that. So that's another reason why there's kind of a lot of overthinking there. But yeah, so messages coming through on what actions you should take towards him. I personally feel like what's currently going on at the moment is going to go on for a little while, but you will see the kind of, again, it's like a gradual increase. So it's kind of like you keep connecting, you keep like talking, playing together or whatever like that, and that increases. So whether you spend more time together, or the frequency of like meeting, talking and things like that increases. And I don't know how things are at the moment. It feels like there isn't physical meetings. I could be wrong, but that's how it feels. You probably have told me that, I'm sorry. But it seems like there's going to be physical meetings coming up as well, but still kind of this gradual process. But to continue on like kind of how it is, I think that he's kind of comfortable with the gradual process. Hi Josie, I don't know if I said hi. Risha, I was thinking of going for research in chemistry. I'm scared a bit. Is it the right decision? Will I be happy with this career? Yeah, you will be happy with it. There are a few options open to you, but you will be happy with chemistry. Sarah, what's Richard thinking or feeling since he had a good weekend with me? Richard is really rarely thinking about these kind of propositions now. So Richard is really more seriously thinking about moving. Like, I know that he's already spoken about it. It's kind of confirmed in his mind, but he's never really had a sense of urgency about it, as we know, because it's dragged on for so long. But since the weekend, he's kind of, I would say it's the first time that he's really like physically put himself there, like physically being there and imagined that he is living there, thinking about this is what it will be like. Whereas I think the slowness in him moving is due to a lot of again, it's overthinking on his side when he's on his own at his house. But when he was with you on the weekend, he was like physically putting himself there and imagining that he did live back there, and this is really what his thought process is about now. So so that's what he is thinking and feeling since he had a weekend with you. He's really physically placed himself there, so it's really solidified in his mind. There will be more heart-to-heart, more phone calls. He will make more of an effort to get there as well, when he can. So I know that there's a bit of a financial situation going on with him, but despite the financial situation, there's also going to be more effort, physical effort. Sid, because I also have a love card, please, when possible. Yes. So Sid's love card here. Is it upside down? No, it's not. So it says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Now, the thing that really stands out to me about this card for you is the faith. You know, you have to have faith that he's there, and also have faith that he isn't going to leave you. He really understands your struggles, he understands your physical struggles, your mental struggles, and he wants you to stay optimistic. He wants you to not be, you know, doubting, pessimistic, worrying a lot. He wants you to really stay optimistic, because he is there. He isn't going to leave unless you want him to, and he just generally wants you to be more optimistic as well, about the love life, about the connection, but about life in general as well. Marie, can I have a love card, please? Yes, of course. So this is Marie's. Forgiving and learning. So forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So I think that this directly relates to him. So this is more about his side, forgiving and learning. So like I said before, now that he has seen your post and he realizes that he made a mistake and that you didn't do anything wrong, he's forgiving, but he's learning, he's healing over that. So there's kind of a process going on where he's coming to terms with the fact that he thought you did something wrong that you didn't, and he's kind of like forgiving and learning and healing. So there's a bit of a process on his side, which is quite nice actually, because his side a lot of the time can be very stagnant. So the fact that he's in like a motion of a process is quite positive. Jasmine, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining. It's really nice to meet new people. I hope that you feel like you can come back. I am doing this at least every 2 weeks. I may do it every week as it's being requested quite a lot to do it every week. But you're always welcome back. I'm really glad to meet new people. Marie, is he in bad financial problems? Yes, that has definitely come up, and I do believe that. Thank you, YouTube user. I look forward to connecting with you soon and catching up. Jan, has the time frame changed, or is this still May for reconciliation? Does he still want to reconcile? Me and Caden are long distance, but we have met in person before, like 2 months before our breakup. Okay, yeah, so being long distance, that makes a lot of sense, because it feels like there hasn't been a lot of physical meeting, but I don't feel like the time frame's changed. I still feel like there's going to be some kind of deeper conversation, talk of getting back together in May, definitely. Whether you're fully back together or it's kind of discussed in May, but I definitely feel that happening in May. But I also do feel in-person meetup as well coming, so I don't think that will be May, but I do feel like that's coming. So that's very affirmative that you will get back together if you're long distance, especially, because I do feel actual physical meeting happening. Sarah, is Richard having money problems due to lack of work, or is it to do with his mum, like I've been feeling? He's paying a lot for her there, and will he be okay for money soon? Okay, so it could be to do with his mum. There could be something like some kind of bill or rent or something that his mum is making him pay. She could be like overcharging him or something like that, or it could be that he's borrowed money from her before and he's kind of paying back. But I personally feel like the lack of money does have to do with not being in work. So I don't know if where I was feeling that there was a lot of like not being at work, and I was kind of questioning whether he actually had a job. I don't know whether he's rarely gone over that like sick limit, because in some workplaces you have like a limit on how long you can stay off sick for, and you can still stay off, but it's like kind of you don't get paid for it. So I don't know if there's some kind of issue like that as well, where he's kind of taken over the limit of like sick pay kind of thing. But yeah, there's definitely money problems, and it does seem like, I think that it does come from a lack of work somewhere. It could even be that when he was out of work for a certain period of time, he borrowed money from somewhere. So I am really getting the feeling of borrowing money. I don't know if it was from his mum or whether it was a more of like official, a kind of loan kind of thing, but there does seem to be like a using money to pay back an old like borrowed money. So even when he's paid and he gets money, he has to then pay it back. Jan, can I get a love and an Akashic card, please? Yes, so Jan, this is your love card. So it says, let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So this card doesn't always mean that you actually have control issues. It doesn't mean that you're a controlling person, but it just means that we go through certain phases in life. So sometimes we rarely have to, like, we're going uphill, we have to fight for what we want, we have to, do our manifestations and really tell the universe what we want, really shout at it that we want this, and really kind of affirm and demand what we want and work to it. Other times we have to sit back and let all of our manifestations and the things that we've asked for settle, and we just have to let go and just allow them to unfold naturally. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are actually controlling, but it could mean that you've been putting all of this energy into a manifestation, and now you just kind of have to let some of that energy settle, trust the universe to kind of tie up these loose ends of the alignment. Just let the universe bring those alignments to you. So it's just about being in that more relaxed, sitting back, watching the manifestations unfold and acting according to them. So not really pushing, really fighting, just acting in accordance with the things that are unfolding around you. So it's a lot about having trust as well. Having trust that those manifestations and those things that you have put out there are coming to you. You don't have to worry too much. Oh, and an Akashic. An Akashic card as well for Jan. The Muse. And the Muse is quite interesting because the Muse is kind of about our creative energy. When we get the Muse cards, it's a lot about looking for inspiration in our lives, and it can sometimes point to needing to do something new for inspiration. So a lot of the time, the Muse card, although it is positive, it's telling us of creative energy that we have stored that we perhaps aren't really releasing and utilising. So is there something creative that you've kind of had on the back burner, or something creative that you've always wanted to do but never tried, or something like that? It's and creative energy as well is really important in our love connections as well, because our creative energy and our intimate energy both come from the sacral. So if you are stagnant in your creative energy and your creative flow, you may also be stagnant in your intimate relationships. So it's quite an important card there, but it is very much about finding more inspiration, looking for new inspiration, and really stepping into your creative side, because we all have a creative side. Is there something that you do that's creative that perhaps you need to do more of? Is there something you've always wanted to do that's creative that you just haven't ever got around to trying? Or do you not really do anything creative, and perhaps this is a sign to you to look for something, look for that inspiration, look for that more creative thing? But it's very much about that sacral creative energy. Sid, you're welcome. Sarah, that's awesome and what we want. Good. Risha, there's a guy named Jay, 28th of September 1999. It's I'm currently talking to. He's the one, or is there someone else coming up? Okay, Risha. So let's check if this person of interest is the one for you. No. So he isn't the one for you. He's not the person that you're going to end up with. There's nothing particularly negative about that connection. So it doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship, or you can't have a friendship and see where it goes. But ultimately, he isn't going to be the one that you end up with in the end. He isn't going to be the one that you marry. But all of our relationships do happen for a reason, and it could still be a positive relationship. You could grow together, learn from each other perhaps, but he isn't the one you're going to end up with and the one that you're going to marry. Sarah, will he move in this month now, or stay here more weekends and slowly work his way back in after he's finished work and finished packing his stuff? Yeah, Sarah, it's kind of difficult to say, because I definitely think that a milestone has been reached. So I think that he's a lot more confirmed in the fact that he wants to move, but I've always seen it as very gradual with him. But it's gradual, but at the same time it could happen at any moment. So it's kind of difficult to say. He is ready for it. He's ready for it on a lot of levels. He could literally turn around and say he wants to come tomorrow. It's set on the path, but the exact time is just a little bit up and down. But it is definitely set on the path, so it's 100% going to happen. Personally, to me, it does look a little bit gradual, but it looks a lot closer than it has looked before. And I think that's because it's very confirmed in his mind now since the weekend. I'm still kind of getting that it could be tomorrow. It could be tomorrow. It could be a little bit gradual, but it's definitely happening. Personally, at this given moment, I'm going to ask the ball at this given moment how long it looks to be. Okay, so it's coming up as 3 weeks, but I personally feel that it could be any moment in those 3 weeks. I still feel he could turn up tomorrow and say he's coming tomorrow. I think it's confirmed, and it's confirmed in his mind on so many levels, but it's just about when he makes that leap. He was already imagining he was back on the weekend. Marie, can I have an angel card, please? Yes, I will do you a angels and ancestors. I will do. Okay, this is interesting for you because this is the High Priestess. So this is all about harnessing your own mystical powers. So as we know, you do have your own spiritual gifts, your own spiritual abilities. Now, I personally do feel that everyone has some of their own natural gifts and that everyone can also heighten other gifts. But there's a lot of like readings and things that have been coming up for you lately to say that you do have this inner power, this spiritual power from your ancestors, you know, from your bloodline. So it's interesting that this card comes up for you. It's kind of a confirmation of what you've already been told. You do have, you know, you have these abilities that you can awaken. So definitely work on that. Meditate on your third eye. Meditate on your crown chakra. You know, do candle gazing, automatic writing, do your own tarot, pendulum, things like that, because you have those abilities within you. And it's High Priestess, which is very, very lovely. Have the Egyptian High Priestess there. I can see some new people in the chat. I am very behind, my chat is slow, but you are all very welcome. It's very nice to see you. I am pulling cards and also doing yes or no questions. If you have a specific question, I do need your full name and date of birth, with your YouTube name as well. So if you want to comment it in the chat, then you can. But if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can message me on Facebook, and my Facebook account should be in the description. So it's just if you are new and your, especially if your YouTube name is not your actual name, I'll just need your full name and your date of birth just to better connect with your energy. And I am going in order of the questions, and my chat is slow, so just bear with me, but I do get to all questions. So at the moment I'm up to Jan. Is Caden talking to any gal currently? Is it romantic? That's the one concern I have. So I do feel that there is conversation with a gal or two, but I do not feel that it is romantic in any way. I don't feel any sacral energy. I don't feel anything like that. But it does seem like there's some talking with gals. They could be friends, they could be friends of friends, they could be friends, girlfriends even. There's gals there, so there's energy of gals who are in a communication, so throat chakra connections to gals, but there's no heart and there's no sacral connection. So when we're looking for love, emotions, intimacy, they're the points where we rarely want to look. So no, not at this moment. I don't see. Sarah, he borrows a lot of money off me. Yeah, you know, maybe that's where it is. Paying the Bank of Sarah back. Jan, okay, that resonates a lot. I worry a lot about how things are with him and sometimes doubt reconciliation. Yeah, and you overthink and he also overthinks. So there's like this to and from. You're both kind of overthinking, but I do feel that reconciliation will come. Used to draw and paint a lot and was really into fashion, taking pictures. Yeah, so that is confirmation. So you've recently been finding inspiration again to get back into fashion. That card is affirming and confirming. You know, it's a sign that you should do that. That is definitely a path you should take. And creative paths as well, even if they don't turn out to be something you make money from or anything like that, they're very, very good for your system, very, very good for the sacral. We all need a creative release, even if it's just a hobby and never amounts to anything more. If it does, then that's great, because it's also then going to align your root chakra and bring you abundance. But you just want to make sure that the sacral is nice and vibrant. Marie, is there still a strong connection? Would you say karmic or twin flame? I feel twin flame, Marie. I feel twin flame. Will I conceive a baby anytime soon? Thank you. Yeah, I need, if you're new, I do need the full name and date of birth to answer the questions. Thank you for liking and subscribing. It really means a lot. If you are new, please do like and subscribe. So I'll get to your question now. May I ask what is coming for my connection? We are both female. Love her a lot. Okay, so let's look into your connection. So at the moment, so it looks like at the moment there isn't like a kind of strong connection. It looks like there's kind of like a playful energy there. So I don't know how long you've known each other for or anything like that. It feels like a new connection. So I don't know whether it could be that you've known each other for a long time and it's new that it's kind of, there's more interest there, you know, like more than friendship interest there, but there's kind of a playful kind of like almost like a flirty energy coming through there. So it seems like, so it feels like a deepening of a connection. So whether you've known each other for a long time and the connection's now going to deepen, or whether you've kind of only just met and things are kind of like, you know, sparks are kind of flying kind of thing. But it feels a lot like a flirtatious connection. It feels very playful. So it feels almost like you have this capability to bring out the inner child in each other, like very playful inner child kind of energy. So that's always really positive as well. If you do want to build like a proper, serious and strong connection, you do have to know when to be very, you know, set your boundaries, be very responsible and adult-like, and you also have to balance that with being very playful and very in your, you know, bringing out each other's inner child. Basically, it feels like within this connection, there's some kind of inner child healing. So it feels like it feels like it's on both sides. You're both healing something from each other's inner child. It could be more one-sided, but it feels quite balanced. But it does feel like, it feels like a kind of a very special connection, but it feels very, not that it couldn't get serious or not that it isn't serious, but it feels very playful and fun, which is really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just feels like a really playful and childlike energy, and it does feel like there's going to be a process of healing each other's inner child, whether you know that, whether you're very aware of, you know, where you need healing, or whether she's very aware of where she needs healing. But it really does feel like there's a lot of like kind of a purpose to the connection, like a purpose to you meeting and sharing a connection together. Sarah: yay, it's about time. He's spoken about it for a while, but his dad's passing his health. Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. I feel for you, because it's like you keep coming to these blocks, but then you also keep getting confirmation as well. So it's kind of like a dangling carrot. But you get confirmation from him as well, so that's the most important thing. Has he told his mum he's moving back in? And what do you see her saying? Yeah, I think he's already spoken to her about it, and I don't think... I know you have other readers who say that she's really annoyed by it, but I don't think she is. I don't think she rarely minds. And that could be something to do with the fact that she's realised that you're not the horrible person he made you out to be in the breakup. But I don't think she's rarely concerned. She could be a little bit... She could be not very good with like change, or with him moving out, or like wanting that change, but deep down I don't think she has any real issue with it. Hello Vera, thank you so much for your kind words. That's so sweet, and welcome. It's really nice to see you. It's really nice to see everyone in the chat. Jan has stopped having feelings for Caden. What are his feelings towards her? Yeah, so Jan, okay, what are Caden's feelings towards her? And did he reject her? Yeah, so what it seems like, I don't know whether she actively tried to like come on to him, like tried to kind of, deepen their connection. I don't know what exactly happened, whether she tried to deepen the connection, or whether he... But basically it looks like he has kind of set like a boundary there, like he doesn't like her in that way. So I don't know whether it was like an actual conversation where they spoke openly about it, or whether he just said something that made her realise he wasn't interested. I'm not 100% whether it was like a proper like sit down and have a conversation about it, or whether he just kind of made her aware that he wasn't interested, without really meaning to, without really sitting down to talk about it. But something did happen where he made it quite clear that he wasn't interested. So it may have been just in a conversation and he didn't mean for it to sound that way, or he didn't, they didn't fully sit down and say like, I like you, I don't like you kind of thing. But there's been some conversation that happened where he made it clear that he wasn't interested. Sarah, card of your choice. Okay, so this is Sarah's card of choice. I picked a love card because I thought that's what you would choose. Oh, heart-to-heart conversations. It actually says heart-to-heart conversations. That's actually what the card's called. That's so crazy. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So heart-to-heart conversations is a really big theme for you lately, and I actually can't believe that that's what the card's actually called. I don't know if you can see it. It's called heart-to-heart conversations. So that's just more confirmation, really. Svelana, I'm really sorry I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you so much. Hello, and thank you so much. I think someone did send me a Facebook message. Oh, I have a Facebook request from someone who sent a question a very long time ago. I won't say her name, she doesn't want her name to be said, but it was, I think it was, will I conceive a baby anytime soon? So I'm just going to do that question because she asked a while ago. She messaged on Facebook. I hope she's still in the chat. I hope you are still in the chat. But I will just answer that question now. So, will I conceive anytime soon? Okay. So straight away, I'm getting a yes. I got 2 different messages. One was this year, and one was the number 8. So the number 8, I'm feeling like it links to August because the first message was this year. I would usually say that it's either August or in 8 months' time, but in 8 months' time is next year. So I'm going to say that that's August, even though only 8 came through, not August specifically. But because it said this year, I'm going to say August, but it come through as yes. So you're guessing a yes. So I really hope that you heard your message. I'm so sorry that it took so long to get to you there. When I do these videos more regularly, I may have to do something about how slow the chat is. I'm slow anyway, obviously, because I'm answering questions, but the chat is already behind for me. So it's a bit like one of those. But we have, well, I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for everyone who's liked and subscribed and commented, because it does mean a lot. But is V going to contact me with his next actions and when? Yeah, I think I can pick up your energy already, to be honest. I do appreciate names, full names and dates of birth. If you want to leave your date of birth or your star sign, I do feel like I pick up the energy a bit more without having, like, you know, your pictures and things like that for energy. But I will answer this question now. Okay, is V going to contact me? I'm guessing yes, but it's kind of it's very drawn out. It doesn't feel like it's going to be soon. So I'm really sorry about that, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be soon. So it doesn't feel like it's going to be this month. So I'm just asking, trying to see if I can get a month. Will it be next month? Yes, it's likely to be next month, but it doesn't look like it's going to be this month. Happy Easter, Vera. Happy Easter, Marie. Happy Easter, everyone on the stream. Vera, we have the cards we have are the Acacia cards, love cards, and angels and ancestors. So there are not love cards, but I'm going to pull you an angel and ancestor card because I don't want to hold you up for your card with the chat. So this is your angel and ancestor card, Vera. This is for Vera. Heart Guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. So we receive the Heart Guardian when we have a specific guide or angel who is helping with our love life path. So love life path is, although we can have connections on our love life path that aren't that deep, that aren't that important to like our whole overall mission and life path. You know, sometimes we do have more casual love connections, or connections where we just learn from them but we're not connected on a soul level, and then we kind of go our separate ways. When the Heart Guardian comes in, it's very much about really connecting you to that right person. So you are on the right love path, you're on the right love path, and the Heart Guardian is an angel or guide specifically there to help you on your love path, to help you to achieve this connection, to help you manifest, to see this connection come on this path and ensure that it stays on the path. So that's your guide at the moment, the Heart Guardian, and that's Vera's. Sarah, how does Richard feel about the man who's asking my friend about his fish and told her to tell Richard he's coming here? Does Richard realise now I'm not safe here on my own with our son? Yeah, so I think that Richard is having a lot of realisations. I think that sometimes Richard, I don't think he's a selfish person. I think he's quite a nice person, but I think that sometimes he can be very consumed in his like pain and his own issues, that he can often overlook things, and sometimes he feels that doing kind of, I don't want to come across as being horrible when I say this, but sometimes it feels like he feels that doing the kind of bare minimum with your son and with the home, that he feels that it's okay to do that because he's so focused on himself, on his health, on his mental health and things like that. But at the moment he's seeing from like a higher perspective. He's opening up a lot more. He's coming out of that, you know, when we're in a lot of pain and we feel vulnerable, we can go very internal and really just trying to, you know, be okay day to day. But it feels like he's beginning to see like from a higher perspective and really understand everything else that's going on. Like, you know, if he doesn't come back to you, you could get with someone else as well. That's kind of something that he's been thinking about more. It does feel like he's seeing the bigger picture a lot more now. Risha, do you see me clearing IT exam and going to IT for my Masters in Chemistry? Let's see that. So 100% yes to the exam, and for the Masters in Chemistry, it's a really prominent option for you. So it does look most likely that you're going to follow that path. You are going to pass the exam. Sid, angels and ancestors. This is your angels and ancestors card. Protection guardian. So that's very, very interesting, considering what the work we've been doing in protection, you know, in clearing and protection. So what the protection guardian says, actually, she says drop your shields. So this is affirmation that the protection that you have is very high. You also have like your guides, your angels and all of that, really helping with that protection as well. So what this is really saying is that your protection's very high. You don't have to worry so much about feeling like you need to protect all the time, feeling that you need to have like shields up, feeling that you're vulnerable and going to be attacked, because your protection is very, very high. So you can actually go out there, do what you want to do, and just don't worry so much about protection, because your protection's high and it's really, you're in a safe space. Spiritually, you're very contained and safe, and the protection guardian is just really affirming that. So try to release worries, doubts and fears about not being protected, about, you know, attacks, about anything kind of negative getting into your system and things like that, because you're very highly protected at the moment, and the protection guardian is just affirming that. I'm just saying, you know, you can release worries, release doubts, and just trust the universe, trust your guides, that you really are protected at the moment, and you have very high protection. Marie, has he or the other person been thinking about me this weekend? So yes, he has been thinking about you this weekend. He actually thinks about you almost daily. Sometimes he does get consumed in other things, specifically finances, but he has been thinking about you a lot. In terms of the other person, I don't feel like I have quite a good read on that person's energy. I feel very negative from that person. But no, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of thinking about you, perhaps a little, from the other person. Jan, okay, so did she move on and stop having feelings for him? She might have just settled into just being friends with him. I think mostly. I don't know if there could be like a slight little bit of a feeling there, but it does feel like there's kind of an acceptance between them. So I can't really tell whether he openly said he's not interested, or if he just said something that made her realise he wasn't. But it seems like she kind of took that kind of well. Like she, accepted it. She just kind of like accepted that. Hi Lyra, hello and welcome to the stream. Lyra Joshi. It's very nice to have new people here. I thank you all for joining, and it's really nice to meet you. Happy Easter. You're feeling a bit confused regarding your love connection. Can you give me some clarity? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to pull you a love card. If you have any specific questions, please just go ahead and leave them in the chat. I will, everyone can have as many questions as they want, as many cards as they want until we're finished. But Lyra, this is your love card. Okay, so it says, keep an open mind. It says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So sometimes, this card's quite broad and quite general, but it does tends to point to that you have some confusion about, perhaps who you should be with, and that the person that you're thinking about at the moment, perhaps the person that you're with or that you're pursuing, or that you're just building a connection with, it kind of encourages you to keep a bit of an open mind and don't rush too much into a connection. There could be someone else there for you, and this card often points to there being some options coming up for you. So although you may have a specific person at the moment who you are with or who you are pursuing, it also usually points to a new person presenting themselves, and a lot of the time we close ourselves off to other options, which obviously is good when you're in a serious committed relationship, but sometimes the partner that you're with isn't your forever partner, and sometimes we do have to keep some space to see if there are other more suitable people. Sometimes a more suitable person does come, perhaps at an inconvenient time, but it does look like you're going to have options, and that the person that you end up with perhaps might not be exactly like the image you have in your mind. You may have like a preference, you may think you know exactly who your like soulmate, your forever person is, but this card is kind of calling you to take a step back, think about that, and just know that there may be another option coming up for you in the near future. And you're welcome as well to everyone that's saying thank you. Feel free to request another card, feel free to ask another question, and I will also be doing these tarot streams at least every 2 weeks, sometimes every week, so do just look out for them. Jan, this might sound silly, but why does Caden love me? I've never understood what he sees in me, but that might be my low self-esteem talking. Yeah, that is definitely your low self-esteem talking. You have a very vibrant energy. You have quite a vibrant and playful energy, and there's also a lot of physical attraction as well with Caden. So of course, physical attraction doesn't equate to love, but it does. Physical attraction gives us a lot of that magnetic kind of energy, and it allows our external energies to really connect. And especially when we are long distance, or we don't see someone that often, our external energies are really important because they reach out to each other and they really solidify and strengthen our cords, our positive cords to each other. So there's there's physical attraction there, and there's also this connection. You have a very vibrant energy, especially around your solar plexus, and that again, that is very kind of like a like it's your solar plexus are quite vibrant, and also your aura has a lot of yellow in it as well. And yellow is that very kind of playful energy. There's a lot of it's a very playful, very almost like still connected to your inner child kind of energy. Like I think I was talking to someone else on the stream about that kind of energy. When you're connected very much to your inner child, you're very balanced. So it's some people are just too serious, too set in this very like they're a cog for their job. They have this very routine and structured life. People who still have that inner child that they can bring out, that very vibrant energy, are very attractive. Those people are they seem very balanced, and they're very interesting. A lot of people really want to connect with them. You may notice that you can be quite attractive and magnetic to people in general when you have that energy. And I do feel that you have that energy because I see that kind of yellow in your aura and things like that. And also there's, like the kindness and this communication that you have. So there's also a very positive communication chord. When people get on very well in that communication, they can make each other laugh, make each other feel comfortable, make each other feel validated, make each other feel that they can say anything. That very comfortable energy of the throat connection. So I can say anything to you. I can be open with you. I can be myself around you. That's also a very positive energy and a positive trait. So that's what's coming through the most, like that throat connection, these vibrant external energies. But yeah, you shouldn't have low self-esteem. Risha, how does this guy see me? I don't really know. Is Beth here? Okay. Okay. His energies are a little bit strange, so he feels quite like there's interest in you there, and he also feels quite like you're very kind of like soft and feminine. Like he has a very like a very like I don't know how to put it, like a kind of nurturing, protective male energy. Like he kind of likes a quite feminine kind of woman, if that makes sense. So there's kind of an energy like that. Like there's a interest in your kind of the way he perceives you. So he feels quite strong. Yeah, his energy's a little bit hard to read, but he feels a little bit like he's a little bit chaotic. No, a little bit. little bit like kind of competitive and a little bit egotistical, but not so much that it's like too negative or it's too like kind of like a little bit too much in his ego, but not too much. I think he also really feels like you like him. There's some, I don't know if you have told him that you like him or if you've spoken openly like that, but there's definitely kind of an assurance in him that people like him in general. His energy's a little bit hard to read though. Sarah, will I be able to read my ball soon with your help? I want to help people like you do. My card readings are really good with Marie and Josie. They resonate. Yeah, Sarah, you should read my cards. Yeah, I think, Sarah, I do think that you will be able to read your ball soon. I would really like to help you more. I'm really happy to help people on their journey and to kind of answer questions. I'm happy to do like video calls and things like that. But I think the thing with me and you is I have Zoom and Skype, and you have some apps that I don't have. I think us getting actually on a call so I can like give you some help is a little bit difficult. Perhaps if you could get Skype, we could do an actual call and I could kind of assess, because I could perhaps see what you would be better at as well, because I find a crystal ball very, I don't want to say easy, but because I get like auditory messages sometimes and visions as well, I find that it's quite easy. But yeah, I think if we could like do a call, do like a little lesson or something, that would be nice if we could arrange it eventually. Sarah, will my son get diagnosed soon? Yes, he will get diagnosed. I don't know exactly how soon it will be, but he will. Lyra, I want to create a career in finance. Do you see me making a stable in this field? Love to be here. Your energies are very positive. I feel very much drawn towards the session. And then I just joined. That's really great. It's really nice when people come here, just from feeling drawn, or synchronicities as well. You want to create a career in finance. So let's do that. Let's just look into that. Yes, there are a lot of possibilities for you there. It looks very, very prominent. So it looks about, so I try to give percentages when I'm talking about positive paths, because we all have like these different paths ahead of us based on our decisions, and your path into like a financial kind of career looks to be about 75%. So when we do have many options ahead of us, 75% is quite high. So it does look like you have a lot of possibility there as well. It looks like there are a few different options for you in like a finance like field, finance sector kind of thing. So it does look very prominent in your path. And the best of luck with that as well. So Marie, do you see my inherited bloodline gifts enhancing and other gifts that I'm being told to learn in my dreams? Marie, yes I do. I do see that for you, because I do think that you're going to take a lot of time and effort to do that. I think that you're going to try and test a few different spiritual practices, and I think that you're going to find the ones that suit you. I do believe that anyone can do that, but I see that that's very prominent on your path. I think that you're really going to like go into it with your full heart. So you will get there. Sarah, what deity do you think will be good for me to work with? I have a lot to learn, and you said they can help strengthen gifts. I'm excited to learn things from you also. So Sarah, in terms of working with deities, you should definitely go with who you feel drawn to. I was going to bring the goddess cards today, so yeah, I really should have done that. I could have pulled a goddess card for you. I know there's already one that you've been drawn to work with, and I think you should at least give that a little bit of a try. Okay. I've known Chav for years, but the feeling of interest and crush is new. We have a special bond. I want to spend more time there outside of work, but when I opened up recently, it was a bit confusing. Yeah, so it definitely does feel like there's a new energy there. But when you opened up recently, it was a bit confusing. Let me see if I can get anything from that. I want to spend more time outside of work, but when I opened up recently, it was a bit confusing. Let me see. So, first it is coming up that you will spend time out of work. You'll spend more time out of work. But there's a lot about this connection coming up of like I said before, like that childlike energy, like connecting over like humour and things like that. There's a lot of like that kind of like light-hearted energy between you. I'm going to just pull a card, just see what comes up on the card. Retreat. Okay, so there's some hesitance, like she's taking a little bit of a step back. So perhaps this is where where you feeling confused comes from, because she's perhaps a little bit hesitant, like perhaps not quite ready, but also there is a feeling of really her understanding this connection, like you're saying that connection. There definitely is a feeling of her understanding that connection that you have. But yeah, so there is a little bit of hesitance, taking a step back, almost like retreating a little bit. So perhaps that's why there's a bit of confusion when you opened up there. But if you have any more specific questions on it, do just ask, because I'm really happy to answer specific questions. I do feel that you have a special bond though. It's a really nice and refreshing kind of bond when it's like that, because when people are like twin flames and things like that, it can be very turbulent. It can be very like, they have intense highs and intense lows. But with you and her, it feels more like a very light-hearted and nice connection. Like it would be quite stable and balanced, you know, once you got there together. So it is a special connection. Jasmine, welcome back. Why is Edgar ghosting me? He's just so much in my mind, and my heart feels a tug because I miss him. Why is he ghosting you? I'm just going to check if you left his I think you left his date of birth up here. Just a little bit of trouble with that energy. I don't know, I don't think he did. Right, I'm just gonna take a moment and just try to connect. Let me find the message. Okay. So it looks like, so what's coming through is that someone from his past came back into his life. So that might not be a partner. It doesn't necessarily feel like a romantic connection, but sometimes that's because if it is an ex-partner, that could be because there's no feelings anymore from him, so that might be why it's not coming up like it's romantic. But it does feel like someone from his past came back into his life and caused some kind of confusion, some kind of issues. So it could be an ex coming back into his life. It could just be someone else from the past, like something to do with family, something like that. But there's definitely someone from the past coming back and causing some kind of disruption there. So I would lean towards it being an ex, but at the same time, there's no intimate connection there, so it's a bit strange the way that's coming through. But it does feel like there's a specific person that's causing kind of disruption in his life there. So there is something that's happened there with a specific person. And it also feels like there's this occasional urge to reach out to you, and then he kind of retreats back a little bit from that. So it does look like there is the kind of intention to do that, but for some reason he's not quite doing that. Yeah, I'm just really trying to get whether this person is an ex or not, because it's when there's a specific person who's causing a disruption. Of course, it could be something else. There could be something going on, family-wise. You know, there could be something work. It could be anything really. But I'm just trying to pinpoint who that person is. Okay, exactly who that person is not coming through strongly, but it does look like there's a lot occasional urges to reach out to you. So he does want to reach out to you. There's thoughts about you. Yeah, exactly who that person is just is not coming through. Jan, what is coming through for career profession for me? I want to go back to school. I don't know what career to go for. Leaning towards something in the medical field to help others, but part of me wants fashion. Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. There there is kind of like some healing energy, you know, within you. You know, I do think that you could have the potential to do something like that, but it's not coming up strongly as like a path for you. So the path for fashion, actually, that's coming up a bit stronger than medical. There's also something coming through about children, so like working with children. Um, so whether that's specifically about teaching something, or whether it's a different kind of profession, but there's some role involving children coming up there as well. But yeah, fashion is coming through stronger than medical. Although I do feel you have, you know, empathetic healing energy. I'm not saying that you couldn't do that, but it doesn't seem like a very prominent path for you. Fashion and something to do with children are coming up strongly there. Okay, any advice or guidance on the connection with Chav? Okay, so I can give some guidance on so what's coming through for me is to, so it's about efforts to spend more time together alone. So this thing that's coming up a lot to do with like the inner child, humour and things like that. I think that that's like a strong energy between you. So there could be something like, you know, going to see a movie or a stand-up comedy or something like that. Something to do with something light-hearted, going to do something that's kind of fun, even something kind of silly, you know, if there's anything that you're interested in that's very like light-hearted, doing like a kind of light-hearted activity together, and really connecting on the humour level. So really connecting with being in that playful energy, and humour is really coming up. That seems to be like a really strong point of your connection. It's like having a kind of aligned sense of humour. But yeah, so it's definitely about seeking those opportunities where you spend more time together, more alone time together. Vera, crystal ball please. Will my POI reach out this week? Okay, so what's coming through is 2 to 3 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks is coming through. It could be this week, but 2 to 3 are the specific numbers coming through. And that's for Vera. Risha. Yes, I did send him follow requests on Instagram, but he did accept. But after seeing so many girls on his following list, I felt insecure and unfollowed him. Then I again sent him and he ignored. Yeah, so I felt bad. Did he really ignore my follow request, or did come off as too clingy? I think that straight away I feel like there was confusion about the fact that you followed and then followed again. So it doesn't feel like he thought that was some kind of glitch or something. It does feel like he felt like that there was some issue or something going with you, like you had an issue there. So I'm a little bit surprised that he ignored the second time. That's a bit strange. Doesn't feel like he would do that. So I'm not 100% sure why that is, but that makes a lot of sense. You know, that does make a lot of sense that you felt that way, because I do see him as someone who's got a little bit of an ego. Like, I think he probably does really feel very validated that, you know, he has that many like girls following him and things like that. But perhaps send that request again, because it doesn't seem like there's ill intent towards not accepting that second time. And it definitely doesn't feel like he thinks that you're clingy. I don't think, like, it does come across, like, I don't want to make him sound really bad, but it does come across that he kind of likes attention. So the fact that you are requesting it again, I don't think he rarely sees that as a negative. So I'm surprised he didn't accept that. Lyra, you're very, very welcome. Thank you very much for joining, and I do hope to see you again. You're very, very welcome. Jan, when will Caden ask me to call again? Is Caden and me spending more time together the reason why I've been seeing angel numbers? Yes. So that's definitely the reason why I've been seeing angel numbers. Especially, you know, ones like 1111, things like that, because that is affirming that you are on the right path. But when will Caden ask me to call again? Let's see that. Okay, so it's saying within the next 4 days. So 4 days is kind of the time frame. Yeah, 4 days, within the next 4 days. Sarah, someone told me I'd be having another child with Richard. Please tell me this is not true. Our son is more than enough to deal with. Better get myself on something to stop it happening. Okay, let me let me see. Okay, so there is a possibility of that. There actually is a path where that happens. But like I said, I'm trying to do this in like percentages. The path where that happens is like about 20%. So it's quite low in comparison to the other options you have. If you are worried, then yes, you should perhaps take something or talk to him about what he could do. Because, yeah, if you want to prevent that, it's best to be safe. But it does look like quite a small percentage. Jasmine, I want to go out on dates with Edgar like we used to. Hoping he asked me to go out somewhere with him. Do you think he will? Yes. He will ask you to go somewhere. He will ask you to go somewhere with him over the summer. Okay. You're welcome. That's very kind of you. Yes, our bond is really refreshing and nice. I feel intense emotion for her, but it's more the care and love I have for her. I think we've both been holding back. That's why I tried to suggest. Yes. Yeah, and it definitely does seem like there is some holding back and like hesitance, but overall, ultimately, underlying, you are on the same page. I definitely do. Everything within the energy seems to align, the energies and the feelings. So yeah, I do think that there may be some holding back on her side, but ultimately the connection's there. It definitely should be explored. Raisa? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, I'm very bad at pronouncing names. But hello, welcome to the stream. For everyone who is new, please do like and subscribe. I will be doing these streams at least every 2 weeks, and I'm always happy to answer all of your questions and follow up on anything and you know, do tarot cards and things like that. So please do like and subscribe. Sarah, Clapper is like TikTok, you can go live. I can join you on there. Yes, I did have a little look at Clapper. I haven't made an account or anything like that, but I really do want to focus on YouTube, and I haven't really mastered TikTok. I think TikTok has a lot of potential as an app because most people are on there, although a lot of them are quite young. There is a lot of people on there, and I do feel like I could reach people on there if I kind of master it. It's definitely a little bit over my head because I'm a little bit older, but yeah, I'm just really trying to focus on YouTube at the moment because I do really like YouTube as a platform. Oh, unless you mean to do a lesson together on there, I will be up for that. I will, you know what? I will look more into to joining it if that's what you mean, because that could be nice. Okay, Jasmine, he's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. Yes, I'm so sorry. You did post. You did post that. Marie, I've I've been told I have a marriage and children. Is it with my twin flame? I do feel that marriage, like I have felt before, that marriage is an option on your path. I haven't really picked up children for you. I'll just see if I can get like a percentage or something on that. How prominent is that? Yeah, so children, it looks quite low at the moment. It looks like maybe 15%, I would say. But marriage looks quite high. So, perhaps that percentage can change and things can change as the time progresses. But I think this has something to do with your twin flame. I don't really feel like he's that's in his mind. I don't feel like that's part of his plans. Sorry, I think I did get a Facebook message for a question. Oh, yes. Sorry, you sent a Facebook. I'm going to do the Facebook one now. I'm so sorry. I want to know, will me and my boyfriend marry each other in the future? Can you give me date of births, please? If you haven't already. Let me just check YouTube. I can't find where I'm up to now. Oh my gosh. As soon as you reply on Facebook, I'll do your question straight away. So sorry to keep missing the Facebook. Usually the chat would show up on the screen for me, so I could just be in the Facebook messages there, but I have to view the chat on my phone for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And now I've lost where I'm up to. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to answer your question now. Will you and your boyfriend marry each other in the future? There's a quite prominent possibility of that. So it's coming up like it's like a 75% possibility. It's quite a prominent path. It does look like it's quite possible. It does look like at the moment it's on your path. There's a chance that things could change, things could happen in the future because we have our free will and all of those things. But it does look like a very prominent path for you. It does look like it's going to happen. It's like a 75% prominent path that you will get married. Okay, I feel like she understands as well, but she got a bit defensive when I brought it up. So I'm not sure if I should bring it back up again. Yeah, I definitely think that you should. I definitely think that you should build up a little bit of um, a stronger kind of friendship connection, like a outside of work, more of a personal, deeper friendship first before then bringing it back up. But I feel like pretty soon after that happens, she's going to open up and fully realize how she feels. So I don't really feel like it'll be a long time of building a friendship and then you bring it back up again. I feel that quite soon into building up that friendship, it will be kind of a mutual thing, or perhaps she might even bring it up. But I do see it being quite, after the friendship deepens a little bit, I see it being quite quick. And that was to Kay, if I didn't say. Sarah, yeah, Medusa came to me meditating, but I need to learn about the different deities. Maybe we can find the best one for me together and what they can do to help me. Yes, deities would be a very interesting lesson. We could do something like that. I'm really open to doing that. Covering different topics in different lessons. Perhaps talking about some of the more common spiritual practices, deities, the more common things, and then we could touch on anything more esoteric if you wanted to. Okay, our life always led us back together in the most bizarre ways, like we both work somewhere else but always end up working together and having success. Hard to explain and hard to not catch feelings. Yes, and that's very synchronistic as well. When there's a connection that kind of needs exploring and that's supposed to be explored, you will find that no matter what happens, you'll be brought back together. It'll keep happening. If one person or both people don't accept it, it will keep coming back around. My friend Josie is speaking with a guy called Andrew. Can you tell her when he will meet up with her? I recorded for her. She came in and said hi, but didn't have time to ask a question. Yes, that's absolutely fine. If you're asking questions for other people, that's fine. Of course, if it is someone that I don't know, just leave the information. But I have done questions for Josie before, so that should be fine. She's speaking with a guy called Andrew. Can you tell her when he will meet up with her? When he will meet up with her. Okay. So when will Andrew meet up with Josie? It's looking like mid-May. So it's possible that it could be sooner, but it's looking like around mid-May time. But it is possible it could be sooner. So what the mid-May is looking like the most prominent path, but there are some possibilities on the path coming up sooner as well. Jan, I actually specifically wanted to be a baby sonographer, I'm not sure what that is, for my medical field career, because I do love babies and children. So maybe that could be good. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the healing energy really is there. It didn't really come through very strongly for medical, but with the children coming up and the healing energy being there, that is very, a very good and strong possibility. Yeah, it seems like a path with children, with babies, with young people is very, very prominent, and you do have that healing energy. So I would say yeah to that. Jasmine, is there anything you can pick up in regards to our connection? No specific question posted. Our full names and date of birth. It is kind of better to write a question or to request a card, because picking up anything specific about the connection, I mean, I could sit here and do like a full like crystal ball reading, but I don't really know which information to say, because looking into a connection for information brings up a lot of different things, which is why in a stream like this I do prefer to have kind of a more specific question or to request a card, because I could just sit here and start reeling off like a whole reading. So it is better to be a bit more specific if possible. Jasmine, sorry for the continuous question. You're really helping me. I've been in my head so much about this connection. I just hope we'll be together and he decides to truly pursue me and commit. Yeah, and I think that the main thing as well, especially if you are doing like manifestations, is to try, especially if it's been a long time, try to trust divine timing a little bit if you can, because if you're putting positive energy and faith into a manifestation, unless it's completely against the will of the universe, it will happen. But sometimes specific alignments need to happen, which means that specific events need to happen, which means that the timing can sometimes be long. Sometimes manifestations can be really quick and surprising, but sometimes they can be long, and if they are, you just have to have faith and also positivity as well. Try not to get too down about it, especially if you're very clear about what you want. If you're clear about what you want and you don't have doubts, it's much more likely to happen. Marie, oh no, that was Leon. I will make sure. She's usually very good at hydrating though. Yeah, my mouth's getting a little bit dry. I have some water here. Will me and Namin marry each other? Oh yes, I answered that one. Oh gosh, I must be very far behind. I'm really sorry. Is part of the reason, Jan, is part of the reason Caden wants to do these calls is to make sure I'm not talking and hanging with another guy. Fear of me finding someone else keeping tabs on me. Yes, absolutely. He does want to keep up to date, and he does want to make sure that you're not talking to anybody else. It's kind of one of those situations. I do think if you were talking to someone else, it may kind of really trigger his emotions and make him kind of more affirmative that he wants to be with you, but at the same time it would really upset him. So he's kind of, he's happy that you're not and that you haven't said that you are, but I do think that he does worry about it. He worries about it because I think in a way because he knows how he feels and he does understand how you feel. I do feel like he knows that he's taking his time a bit, so that worry is there. Risha, I felt like he might not like me. If I ask him for a relationship, do you see anything? Is there any possibility? So at the moment, it doesn't really look like there's a relationship possibility. It looks like there's possibilities to get to know each other a little bit better and to to kind of connect, but it doesn't really look like a relationship doesn't look that prominent at the moment. It looks more like there is opportunities to connect and build on that connection though, but at the moment the energy from him, like, it's a little bit contradictory because I do think he wants a relationship, but it's like at the moment he's not like actively seeking it, or he's not very serious about seeking a relationship at the moment. But it is a possibility. I feel like it is a possibility in his head that if he did meet the right person or he really connected with someone, he would get in a relationship. But he doesn't seem like really set on finding someone at the moment. But still very open to meeting people and, you know, having connections. Hello, Jessica. Sorry if you've been in the chat for a while. The chat is very slow. So what we are doing, just for anyone who is new and doesn't know, you can ask for tarot cards. We have the Angels and Ancestors. We have the Akashic Tarot. And we also have Love Tarot if you would prefer a love card. But you can ask yes or no questions, or just questions in general. But if you are new and I'm not familiar with your energy, it is best to leave your full name and date of birth, either in the chat, or if you don't want it to be public in the chat, put it in a Facebook message. My Facebook page is in the description. So you are very welcome to ask questions though. So Jessica, you did ask a question. I just wanted to ask when I will find my love/soulmate, and if you just leave your date of birth, just so I can connect a little bit better with your energy, I will answer your question straight away, since you asked so long ago. But just please leave your date of birth there. So where am I up to after Jessica? I'm really sorry about my pronunciation of names, but we have Ayush, or Ayush. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you've asked for a love reading, so I'm going to pull you a love card, and this is your love card. Is it upside down? No, it's not. Yes, so it says worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So this can mean a few different things. So it could mean that you're already kind of in connection with this person that you're going to deepen the connection with, and perhaps you have been waiting for quite a long time for this connection to become more committed. Perhaps you've been waiting a long time to get, you know, to that next level of the relationship. But it could also mean that you've been single for quite a while and you're really looking for someone, and that the reason you have not found them yet is because divine timing is making alignments on your path to bring the right person to you. So it's worth waiting for. So what you're waiting for is going to be very beneficial, very important on your path. It's going to be, you know, this is going to be a really important connection, perhaps your soulmate, but you are waiting a while. You have this this period of waiting to go through, but it will be worth it. And that was for Ayush. I'm so sorry that I can't pronounce names well. Okay, you're very, very welcome. Your, you know, reviews, kind messages, kind words really means a lot to me, so thank you very much. Sarah, was me and Richard together in a past life? Is that why we both can't let go or move on with anyone else? I've never loved anyone like him and never been single and waited for anyone this long. Sarah, I'm going to say yes straight away because I've already felt that before. Jan, is marriage and children on my path with Caden? I've been told that our relationship is going to be a white picket fence one after our reconciliation. In the past, he did talk about proposing and kids. So Jan, yes. This comes as yes. So after reconciliation, it does seem like a physical meeting, and the reconciliation brings a deeper connection. So it could be that the things that you used to talk about that were kind of, in the ether, just kind of thoughts that never materialised. It does seem like there's going to be more, not just plans, but actually actions taking place. Sarah, TikTok is amazing, but you need 1,000 followers. Yes, I know. I have so few followers on TikTok. Just get Clapper so me, Maria and Gretz can join you, and will also help you get more people from different platforms. Yeah, it really does mean a lot. Trying to help me, supporting me and things like that. But my main aim really is to connect with the right people and reach the right people. And I would really, it would be really nice to have 1,000 followers on TikTok, but I would really prefer to have like the right people and like the positive energy and the right kind of tribe around me. So even if I did only have, however many followers I have now, subscribers, even if I did only have like 400 people, it's more about the connection that we have and being able to help them. It would be nice to have quite a lot, but I would prefer to have the right people and reach the right people than have loads of people, but that does mean a lot. It would be nice. People who examine pregnant women on the monitor and show them their baby. Oh yeah, that would be really lovely. That makes sense. Sherry. Hi Sherry, and welcome to the stream. If you are new, oh there you go, I think you've asked. I'm new, love Oracle, Cheryl, you've given me your date of birth. Do you see a long-term committed romantic relationship for me soon? Can you describe them and tell me when? Okay. Okay, so Cheryl, this is for your question. Yes, I do see a long-term committed relationship soon. I feel I'm getting like December, January time. So it's not really soon. It's like December, January. So December this year, January next year. It's possible that you can meet them before then. It does look like you have possibilities of meeting people in the summer, but when this long-term committed person is confirmed on your path is December to January. So that 2-month time period is when you may meet them before then, but this is when the committed kind of relationship solidifies, and you both know that you're in it for the long term. It's very committed, very strong. So I'll try and get a little bit of information about them. Okay, so he looks to be a little bit older than you. I think about 4 years older than you. There's quite short hair, some grey in there, but not quite attractive looking. Yeah, 4 years older than you. Average build, so he's not like really scrawny or anything like that. But he's not, you know, yeah, kind of average, not necessarily muscly or anything like that. That's like what I'm getting from the appearance. See if I can get like information like a name or like job, maybe something like that. Okay, so there's something about writing coming through there as well. So whether he's like an author or he does like articles or something like that, writing is like a big part of what he does as well. So that's what's coming through as well. And that was for Sherry. Jasmine, does Edgar have romantic feelings for me? He doesn't express much. And will he express his feelings? Yeah. So it doesn't look like he's going to be like overly expressive or emotional, but it does look like he'll open up a little bit more. Um, he'll open up a little bit more and be kind of open to like a deeper connection kind of thing. But it doesn't really look like he's overly like expressive or like open with his emotions. So yeah, there will be, but it doesn't look like there will be in the sense that he will make it clear that he wants something more, but it doesn't look like he's overly expressive about his feelings in general. Sarah, will Richard's family be okay with me in the future? Yes, I can say yes already because I've already picked that up. I don't feel like there's much issue with his mum directly linked to you. But with the sister, overall I would say yes, but I would watch her energy because I know that she has kind of delved into kind of dark psychic attacks and things like that before. So I don't think she really has a problem, and I think she saw you briefly recently, and it kind of settled her energies about you. She kind of released like a kind of bias. She kind of released some negative energy towards you there. Kind of came over a bit of a hurdle, but I would maybe watch her energy a little bit. But yes, I don't think there's going to be much negativity there. Jasmine, thank you so much. Appreciate your time and help. You're very, very welcome. Please like and subscribe, and please come back again. Jessica, oh Jessica, I think you asked a question before and I didn't answer. So Jessica, I just wanted to ask when I will find my love or soulmate. I don't think I answered that question. So Jessica. So Jessica's question, when will I find my love and soulmate? So it's coming up as 2 years' time. In 2 years' time, you'll meet your soulmate. And you kind of want to be a psychologist, but you don't know. It is a good path for you. So this is also for Jessica. So yes, you'll meet your soulmate in 2 years. And is being a psychologist a good path for you? Yes. It is a good path for you. It will be challenging, but you will enjoy it. You're thinking about it now. When you do it, you will enjoy it more. You will grow to like it even more. Hello, Bunny Hop. Welcome to the chat. Sorry about the delay in getting to messages, but I am a little bit behind. So we have someone in the chat called Bunny Hop. You're giving me a date of birth, but you haven't given me your full name. If you give me your full name, I will go back to your question and pick a card for you. Sherry. I'm a little bit lost in the chat, guys, so please just bear with me for a moment. I think it's taking me right back to the top. To everyone new in the chat who's asking questions, if you're new, I do need your full name and date of birth because it helps me connect with your energy better for the question. So if you're new, if you want an actual question, full name and date of birth, please. If you only want a tarot card, you can choose Angels and Ancestors, Akashic, or a love card. And you can choose a card without giving me your details, that's okay. But if you want a specific question, then full name and date of birth really helps me to get an accurate reading on your energy. You're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome, Sherry. Yes, I'm very happy to turn down the music. Everyone said it was okay before. So, hold on 1 second. Oh, I think it turns itself up because it was it was on 9 before and it was up to 11 then, so we have ghosts playing with the volume. The cards are, oh, Acacia cards, I think you mean. Yes, you can have one of these. And this is for Vera. So this card is intricacies and industry, and what this card is about is it's about building your future. And you see that it has one person here building a quite small and humble chapel. And what this suggests is that at the moment you're working on things on your own, you're working on yourself, you're building your future, you're working towards your goals and dreams, and you're on your own with that at the moment. And what the card suggests is that as you move along here, there's going to be people that come in and help you. So it's going to be like a, you know, like a soulmate, romantic partner kind of thing, and also like your tribe. So it's about building the space to be around you, your tribe, your loved ones and things like that. But it's very much about your own healing journey, your journey of growth, your journey of building that future. So it's very affirmative about getting what you want, about your manifestations coming, but it's also very much about your own inner work, building things yourself, that independent ability to get what you want and to achieve, and being able to do that alone before you're like inviting people in, letting people in and things like that. So it's very much about like building your life, and it's about balancing that individuality, being able to be self-sufficient and do things on your own, as well as when it's built and there's other people there. You have that partner comes as well, and you know, your tribe, your soul family is probably what the word I'm looking for. But it's very much about it's very positive to do with building your future, you putting the work in to achieve your goals, very like self-reliant, self-improvement. Bunny Hop, I didn't see your name. I see your date of birth, but I don't see your name. I'm really sorry. If you don't want to put it in the chat, you can message me in a private Facebook message. My Facebook is on the page, the description, I think. But I don't see your name anywhere, so I don't know why it hasn't come up, unless it's quite far up. But no, I don't see it. I think I'm caught up, so if there's anyone who... Oh, there you are. There's your name. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, okay, so let's do your questions now. You can delete that, yes. Now I can't find the question, so... Oh, the card. So you want a card. Okay, so I'll do one of each card for you then. So first we have the Acacia card. So your Acacia card there. This is for you, Bunny Hop. So this is wishes fulfilled. So this card usually comes when we've had, sometimes we have a period of kind of, we feel like we've had bad luck, or we're kind of lacking in abundance, and this is a message that the things that we want are coming to us, and that the alignments are happening, the universe is listening and all of that. But it's very much about like our manifestations as well. So is there something that you're putting out into the universe? Is there a manifestation that you're, you know, are you giving up hope on something as well? So it's very much about perhaps it's something that you've been trying to manifest for a very long time, and you could be giving up hope, or there's something that you really want that it just seems out of reach to you. But this is a very positive message about getting what you want, about getting your manifestations. It's just overall a positive message about like good luck, abundance and things like that. And it does also link to location as well. So it's very much about being grounded and rooted into the right place. So sometimes when this card comes up, it does suggest that either there could be like a move of location, there could be a decision about the part of the world that you want to live in or something like that, but it's very much about reflecting and thinking about where you want to root, where you want to put your roots, where you want to spend the rest of your life, kind of thing. So it's very much about like your home, the place where you want to spend the majority of your life. So it's very much about abundance, luck, and your actual physical location, your place of living. And we will also do a angel and ancestors card. So we have this one here, and this is She-Wolf, unleash the wild within. So this message is very much about, again, this is about creative energy. So this is about all of those like inner passions and that inner fire coming out. So this is very much like a sacral energy card. So the intimate connections, the creative energy. So the sacral houses those two energies most importantly, are intimate energy and our creative energy. So it's very much about those two energies. They go hand in hand. So if you're having intimate issues, it can affect your creativity. If you're having creative issues, it can affect your intimate relationships. The She-Wolf and the wild card is very much again about the lower chakras. So it's very much about the sacral, about being creative. So someone else got a message similar to this before. If you have something creative that you don't really engage in, that you should be, perhaps something you've put on the back burner, perhaps there's something creative that you want to try that you've been kind of putting off, but it's very much about feeling into that energy. But it's also very root chakra based as well. So the wild She-Wolf energy is very lower chakra based. So you have the sacral energy, like I just explained, but you also have the root energy. So with you getting this card as well, with that, the root energy is coming up very strongly there. And the root energy is all about the place where we live, our safety, our security. It's also about our work situation as well, our money, our finances, because it's very much about being safe, being secure, our physical life path. So the root is really coming up strongly for you. So if there is any issues with finances or with living situation, they are things that are really going to play a big part in this current chapter of your life. So that could be, it looks more with the wishes fulfilled card that it's more about your home setting, but with the She-Wolf card being more broad at the root chakra, it could be about work as well, because it's also about abundance and finances as well. So a lot of contemplation about where you want to live, what you want to do as a job, and a positive period coming for your finances as well there. So look out for opportunities that arise if you are looking for opportunities. If you are working somewhere specific, it could be like a promotion or something like that. It could be that you find somewhere better suited to you, but very much the root and sacral are coming through here. So finances, work, home location, creativity, and intimate connections coming up there. And then a love card as well. I would do a love card as well. So this is your love card. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So sometimes this card comes up when we've been in a committed relationship for a long time and we need to just kind of refresh and renew, step back a little bit and just be more in our playful and light-hearted energies. You know, just kind of loosen your seriousness around a relationship. But sometimes this card comes up because there is someone new who's coming around, and this person, they're not a serious person. So this person is a funny person, someone that makes you laugh, someone who is doesn't seem very serious from the first impression. You know, you may feel like if this is a new person that the card is talking about, then I would be a little bit more open when looking for, you know, your next romantic connection, because this person probably doesn't seem like they are that, you know, boyfriend, husband material. They probably seem like they're too playful and not serious, but that's actually you know, that's just how they seem from the surface, and there is a deeper more strong and serious connection there inside. So they're your 3 cards. You are very welcome to ask questions if you'd like to ask any questions as well. But yeah, so a lot coming up about your root and your sacral there as well. So perhaps if you do any of your own meditations, practices, get Reiki or anything like that, I would focus on those areas as well. So that was 3 cards for Bunny Hop. So just check where the chat is now. Jan, I went to make a snack and I think I missed the response. How dare you? I'm only joking. Oh, no, I think I missed that actually. Is that why it's taken so long for Caden to come forward? Because he wants to propose and have a family. So let's just check on that one. Yeah, I would say that it is a factor, because the whole, like, one of the main reasons why he's taking so long is because he doesn't want to make a mistake. So he is looking for something serious. He is looking, you know, he's putting a lot more consideration in lately, especially about wanting a full and lasting committed relationship. And because of that, he doesn't want to just go back into a relationship that's going to end again. So yeah. Marie, is anyone or anything stopping him reaching out? So it doesn't seem like there's a specific person that's stopping him from reaching out, but he still seems very ingrained in his problems. So there's financial issues, there's a lot of worries in life outside of the love life that are preventing him from... They are preventing him from reaching out to you, but they're also preventing him from moving forward in love in general. So he hasn't really thought very much recently about even about like meeting someone new, or what he will even do about his love life, about you or anybody else. So he does think of you sometimes. He does have those thoughts, those memories, those regrets, especially with seeing your WhatsApp post. But no, there's not a specific person stopping him. It's more his issues, and it's really sad actually, because these financial issues have been going on for quite a while with him, and it does seem to be consuming his life quite a bit, which is really sad. You know, I really hope that he gets over that as soon as he can. I don't like to pick that up. I don't like to see people going through hard times. Jasmine. I start my new job tomorrow. I'm so nervous. Will I be successful? I want to be at this new job long term. Don't want to have to find a new job anymore every year. Okay. Yeah. So what I can see already is there is quite a vibrant alignment at your root chakra. And like I said before, the root is about finances, stability, protection, being like secure, being safe and secure. So your job is really involved in the root chakra, in your physical life path. And the looks like your root chakra looks very vibrant, and it does look like you are on a positive path, like upwards trajectory at the root chakra, and that's very positive for finances and for security. So if you're wanting to stay in the job long term, then that's going to bring you a lot of security. There's not going to be any worries about where money's going to come from, or worries about like I don't like this job anymore, I'm looking for something new. So it looks very positive. The route looks very strong, and the path coming, like the life path that you're on in the financial and safety sense, looks very, very strong and long lasting. So I feel positive about that. Sarah, thank you. Thank you so much. Can you tell me? Yes, we've been on for quite a while. We've been on for 3 hours, which is usually we only do two. So I am very, very thankful to everyone who's joined. It's really nice to do a longer stream, and I really appreciate it. I really enjoy it. I'm just very sorry about the delay in getting to everyone's messages. Can you tell me where the Fire Stick remote is, and where my son put his Amazon tablet? Let's see if I can locate your one thing that I do quite often with some clients, Sarah, is I do like energy work for helping to find things. So I'm going to try to see if I can see the location of it now. But I do energy work for trying to find things, for locating things as well. So I could maybe try that with you as well. But yeah, let's see what I can get from this. Fire Stick remote, where my son put his Amazon tablet. So the tablet, it looks like it's in your living room, but it also looks like it's kind of wedged between two things. I don't think it's a couch. I think it's near something wooden, but I don't think it's like, I'm trying to grasp what it is. I don't think it's like a table. It could possibly be drawers, if you have drawers or something like that, but it looks like there's something wooden near it. Oh, Marie, blessings to you. Positive energy to you. Jan, has Caden spoken to anyone about me and wanting to reconcile? I feel I might have spoken to friends or maybe his father or uncle. Yeah, so when reading that message straight away, I do feel like he's spoken to his father. But let me just check if he's spoken to his friends or his uncle. Yeah, so he's spoken to friends, he's spoken to his father. I'm not getting anything for the uncle, so perhaps he has not spoken to him about you. I'm getting back, or getting back with you at least. But with friends and his father, yes. Manazi, Sharma. I may have missed your message. You asked me a question and I said, please can I have your date of birth? If you gave it to me, I'm very sorry, but I didn't see it. When someone's new, it's better for me to connect with their energy by having their full name and date of birth. Once I've read for you a couple of times, I get used to the energy and I can do it without that. But when someone is new, I do need the date of birth. Full name and date of birth. If someone could just type that in the chat. Thank you, Jasmine. That's very kind. You have a blessed day too. Risha, I'm going to do your question. So I don't feel he's the one for you, no. So he's not the one for you. He's not the one that you end up with. There's some possibility there, but he's not the one you end up with. Sarah, has he finished packing now? I don't know if he's finished packing, but I think he's pretty close. Sid, I have a really bad migraine. Would it be okay to ask my spirits to help with the pain? Yes, it would be okay. Your spirits are pretty much always willing to help. If one of them is low in energy, if they've done like a lot, then another one will try to help. So don't ever feel bad about asking them, because the worst case scenario would be they just don't have the capability to do it at that time. But it's always okay to ask them. Jan, has his friends or father been discouraging when he spoke to them about getting back together with me? No, they haven't been discouraging. In terms of his father, it seems that he's been quite like supportive. Like he's kind of been like someone that he can just like kind of let his feelings out to. So his father hasn't really given him like a for or against, if that makes sense. He's kind of just let him go through his feelings to him. His friends, Yeah. So it seems like there is a friend who's encouraged him, but it seems like there's also a friend. So there's two friends that are coming through strongly. One of them has encouraged him, and one of them has kind of put questions in his mind, like about getting back with exes, basically, like saying that that doesn't always like work out very well and things like that. So there has been some doubt put in there by one of the friends, but overall I would say nothing like too negative, nothing that's affecting him too much, but perhaps just making him think a little bit. Vera, does my POI miss / love me? Yes, to love you, and yes, to miss you. Stronger for love, but still missing, but just stronger for love. Risha, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for joining again. Sid, you're very welcome as well. Thank you for joining. It's always nice to see you. Sid, I'm going to get an early night because of my migraine. Yes, absolutely. You know, sending positive and healing energy to you. It's probably best if you have a sleep, recharge, and do ask your spirits because, you know, they're always there to help if they can. Thank you very much for your date of birth. I will do your question now. Okay, so does SA think about us getting married and having a family? So it comes as yes, but not very much. It's kind of a little bit of a fleeting thought, but that's not really because of you. That's just because it doesn't seem to be something that has been thought of very often in general. So it's not something that's often on their mind in general. So, but yes, a little bit they have thought about that, but just a little bit. It's not something that they regularly go over. But that's not about you. That's just about them in general. Hello, Sunny. If you would like to ask a question and you are new, please leave your date of birth, full name and date of birth if you're new. So we will be ending the stream soon because it's quieting down. But I do thank everyone who has joined. Please do subscribe to be notified of the next time that I do this. I will do this at least every 2 weeks, perhaps every week. If you enjoy it, I will do it every week. You're always welcome to ask your questions. And if you do have any questions you would like asked before I go, I will wait for perhaps another 10 minutes, get your questions in, and I'll answer them before I go. Just to answer Sunny, I'm not doing full readings here because it takes quite long to do full readings, but you can ask a specific question or you can ask for a tarot card. So we have Angels and Ancestors, Akashic tarot cards, and love cards, and you can pick one of those cards or you can ask a more specific question. Just because my readings last a very long time, if I was just going to do a full reading, I would be here for at least 40 minutes just for you. So sorry, I am sorry about that. Jan is the friend who was discouraging Drew Schneider, sorry. His birthday is the 5th. 15. Yeah, okay. I'll just double check on that, see if I can get that. Yes. Yes, it was. But I should say it wasn't necessarily about you. It was just kind of like well, I won't say like a fleeting comment, but it was kind of like the idea of going back to the past, exes being exes. It wasn't about you specifically, just so you know. I don't want you to feel like, especially when you get back together, I don't want you to feel like that friend doesn't like you. There's no like negative energy towards you, like any strong negative energy towards you. It's kind of like, it was kind of more general, like, you shouldn't really get back with exes for a reason, that kind of thing. So there's no like strong energy of something negative towards you, basically. I hope that makes sense. Hello, Big Gucci Soldier Mike, and hello Amy. Welcome, new people. If you would like a tarot card, you can choose between Angels and Ancestors, Akashic Tarot, Love Tarot, or you can ask a specific question for the crystal ball. If you ask a specific question, I need your full name and date of birth. And please do like and subscribe if you are new. So we are up to Sunny. Vera, I don't really take donations for the channel. I haven't really done that. I do have a PayPal, but you don't really have to do that. It's not necessary. Sunny, yes, Sunny. So a love card. Okay. So we have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. So what this card suggests is that you have not found your soulmate yet, but the soulmate is being set on your path. The alignments are coming for the soulmate to come in on the path, but you have not met them yet. Yes, so I'm doing free tarot and free questions, but you do have to, if you're asking a specific question, you have to leave your full name and date of birth. If you don't want to put it on YouTube, send me a Facebook message, and my Facebook is on, it should be in the description. My Facebook should be in the description. But if you'd like a tarot card, I can do that without your information. But for a specific question, for accuracy, it's better to have your full name and date of birth. And you can ask as many questions as you like and have as many cards as you like. Marie, is he still living in a pub or his family's? It comes as family. It comes as family, so perhaps that's a way to try and save money. Sarah, there's drawers and a fish tank in the living room or electric cupboards. Oh, so there's a lot of drawers. And yeah, look around the drawers, look around the cupboards, because wood, like I can feel wood, and like it's wedged somewhere. Amy, can you see why my co-worker... Oh, sorry, Amy, can you see why my co-worker, Aries, is washy-washy? I don't know his birthday, but my birthday... Okay, great. Okay. So this is for Amy. Okay, so straight away, there's quite a bit of misalignment and uncompatibility, if that makes sense. So not a lot of compatibility in your energies. So it seems like there's a lot of mixed messages, and it seems like your co-worker reads you wrong and kind of takes what you say. So sometimes when we're not really aligned, you might say something and it might just be like a joke, or it might just be lighthearted, but they take it to be like very serious. They take what you're saying wrong, or it could be something serious and they take it like it's a joke. But yeah, it seems like there's like a misalignment with you, and kind of taking what you say wrong, a lot of confusion. Yeah, kind of incompatible energies. Okay, so Mike, an Akashic card. So this is your card. And this, let's see through there, but this is actually the Akashic Field. So the Akashic Field is quite a good card to get. The Akashic Field suggests that you have a lot of like higher potential. So you have perhaps spiritual abilities yourself. You have a lot of positive third eye energy and crown energy as well. So you can be, if you choose to be, very tapped into your spiritual side. If you were to take on certain spiritual practices, you probably excel very fast. You probably have a very strong intuition. Perhaps it's something, if you've ignored your intuition for a while, it might be something that you need to build and work on, but you have a lot of spiritual potential. So the Akashic Field is all about our spiritual abilities and having a heightened sense of awareness. So this is really pointing to that. You have like your spirit guide, your angels and all of that with you, and your third eye energy is very vibrant and very balanced. So you have like heightened abilities yourself, and this can also go for because when our spiritual abilities are heightened and our third eye is very balanced, that can also go for kind of like your memory, your cognitive functions, your dreams and things like that as well. So perhaps you could lucid dream, astral project, things like that. Perhaps you even have the capability to perhaps have like a very good memory. Perhaps you could tend to have like I don't want to say it to sound like in a pretentious way, but you're quite smart, quite intelligent kind of thing as well. That can often happen with a balanced third eye. Unfortunately not for me, but yeah, so you have a lot of spiritual potential and a great like spiritual connection. So if you don't already work on your own spirituality, it's probably a good idea to do that. Find a practice that suits you, because you have a lot of spiritual potential, and that's Mike. Okay, so Amy, thank you for giving me your full name. Sometimes the energy isn't exactly right with the wrong information, so let me just double check on your connection with your co-worker. Yeah, that's still coming through really strongly. It's still coming through really strongly that you're kind of misaligned. There's a lot of misalignment there, miscommunications, taking your, like, what you say wrong and things like that. So yeah, it's still coming through like that. I just wanted to double check that. Sometimes with more information you get more accurate reading, but I must have picked up your energy quite easily. And sometimes that happens when you have a picture. If you have a picture, sometimes it's easier. Jan, no, I wouldn't necessarily worry about his friend. It could put some doubt in his mind to begin with, but ultimately it does seem like it's not it's not going to affect him drastically, but also it was a much more kind of think about it before you get back with an ex, which definitely is what he's doing anyway. Yeah, and that could be, perhaps that is the reason why. It doesn't feel like any negativity directly linked to you. So perhaps the reason why he was saying that about exes, probably that is some kind of jealousy, or perhaps he had a bad experience with one of his exes, and because he's always had bad luck, he's projected that onto Caden. Sarah, has Richard spoken with his friends about coming back? And has he told his sister about coming back to me? Because I know she said she would do all she can to stop him. Okay, so straight away it comes that he has spoken to some friends. He's spoken to friends. He's spoken to his mum. There's another family member that he's spoken to. I'm not sure who that is, but I don't think he's spoken much to his sister. I think that there's been some conversation that's given a hint to his sister, but he hasn't openly told her no. So I think things are winding down a little bit. If anyone has any last questions or would like to request one last card, please do just put that in the chat. Marie, does his family feel guilty now they know the truth? There isn't much guilt coming through from the family, so I don't know how much they actually know about that. If they do know about that, there isn't much guilt there. There is guilt, but it's more coming from him. Yeah, coming from him. Oh yeah, so I have another question here. Vera, is my throat chakra blocked? Okay, let's check on that. Okay, so there's an imbalance there. So it's off balance, but it's off balance, but there's no dense energy. So that's kind of how blocks start. So the chakra will go off balance, and then energy doesn't really get around the system properly. So it's off balance. You could do with balancing that, but there's no like dense energy built up yet. But it could build up due to that imbalance. You're welcome. Okay, so I think we're going to stop the stream there. I've stopped being asked questions now. Well, thank you all very much. I really enjoyed the longer stream. I really did enjoy it. It was really nice to meet some new people. It was really nice to have so many people in, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I may fit one in next week if everyone would like to join. If you do have preferences on like days, times, I know most people do prefer the weekend. Has this time been better for you, or were the later ones better for you? If you do have preferences, let me know, because if we have the majority of people preferring a certain time, then obviously I will accommodate that, or perhaps vary. Perhaps one week we'll do early, one week we'll do late. Whatever is best for you. I am open to suggestions, and also open to suggestions if there's anything else you want. You know, do you like the crystal ball and the tarot? Do you want more tarot? Just let me know what you'd like. And thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you soon. I hope that you will check out some of the sound healing meditations as well. And please do like and subscribe as well. Thank you very much. Blessings.